interesting bananas when global geopolitics affects Scotland. Now, the details will unfold as I play these shocking videos. There's no such thing as journalism anymore, is there? The American government followed an oil tanker across the Atlantic. It was outside America's territorial waters. The British government and the Americans grabbed the oil tanker, moored it in the Moray Firth. Then, right, let's watch this one, right?
7th of January, the US seized the Marinera in the North Atlantic with the support of the UK. On the 13th of January, the tanker is spotted off the coast of Moray near Birkhead. Alongside it was a US Coast Guard vessel.
Even that, the tanker was spotted in Moray. It's pretty obvious that using military force, the British and American pirates have just dumped a Russian badged oil tanker in Scotland's waters. What has this got to do with us? What has this got to do with us? Right? They call it part of the Russian Shadow Fleet. I had a look into this. What the Shadow Fleet means is it's not insured by Lloyd's of London, but it runs on Russian insurance. So there's what the Shadow Fleet is. So Lloyd's of London's nose has obviously been put right out of joint. So this boat mysteriously appeared, according to STV News.
That same vessel was then docked in Aberdeen Harbour on the 16th of January. Last night, the Court of Session...
So Aberdeen Harbour, I think you've got 12 miles round about your coastline as your territorial waters. Aberdeen Harbour is in Aberdeen. I've worked up there a few times. That boat was sitting in Scotland's territorial waters.
Granted an order to prevent the UK and Scottish governments from removing the captain or crew until the court could consider the case further. But it did say it couldn't make an order against the US government or the US president.
Boom. The boat has been forcibly taken out of Scotland's waters by an American warship in the British military. It was brought to the Moray Firth, then it was taken to Aberdeen Harbour. At that point, what did the captain and crew of this ship do that was illegal? You know, they couldn't make an order against the American government. Yes, you can. You take the captain and crew off, see if they've done anything wrong under Scots law, stick them back in the boat and send them on their merry way. Give them a wee whisky and some haggis.
However, a hearing this morning heard the captain and first officer had already left the UK waters, and the other 26 members wished to leave the UK voluntarily.
Right, so that just says the captain and his first mate left UK waters. Here's part 2. Read that right. The captain of the seized oil tanker taken out of Scottish waters by US forces. Right, that's good. The US Coast Guard took the captain and first mate out with US waters. Okay, so they grabbed the tanker when it wasn't in US waters, UK waters. An interim interdict preventing their removal was lifted. The men were found to be no longer under Scottish jurisdiction while they were in Aberdeen Harbour. Get your head round about this. The remaining 26 members left Scotland via Inverness. There was Russians and Ukrainians aboard that ship. This is absolutely ridiculous. So when that other newsreel said that the captain and the first mate were no longer in Scotland's waters, the UK Coast Guard had taken them out of Scotland, put them on a ship, and took them out of our waters. It's time to close down Fazelin and Coolport. I don't want any American bases in my country. I've said it before. The best way we can send a real subtle message to these maniacs, our politicians aren't going to do it. They, I can only presume that the information Jeffrey Epstein and Mossad have got in British politicians is even hairier than what they've got in Donald Trump. But the only way we can do anything about the American influence in European politics is by the people in Europe to boycott American products. I would start with, for 2 weeks or whatever, don't buy any Coca Cola or McDonald's. Just shut the businesses down. They will notice in America. Our politicians can't do anything about it. We're not breaking the law, and it's going to give them a wee tickle, as we say in Scotland. Anyway, this is absolutely bloody ridiculous. These people are psychopaths. If you're Scotland, think of the trap that you're in. The UK is a vassal to America. America is run by a country that the Americans didn't vote for. And they're starting wars all over the place and just behaving like nutters. I think their empire's coming to an end, and this is the death throes of it. It looks as if they're about to attack Iran. I think it'll be the last battle we'll ever fight. Right. Thanks for watching. Stop buying, if you buy McDonald's or Coca-Cola, just don't buy it for a couple of weeks. Talk to your friends and see if they can do the same. I don't have any reach in my YouTube. And if you've been following me recently for the cat videos, thanks very much to my new subscribers. I'm Scottish and I have got a keen interest in politics. And I think this stuff is just absolutely ridiculous. Alrighty, more cat videos coming up soon. Right, bye-bye.